Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we are once again revisiting old versus new, young versus old-ish. We'll go like that. And by doing so, we are going to be testing a modern, we'll call it you call it a 3-wood?
I'd call it what it's called, mini driver.
Mini driver. All right, so we've got the TaylorMade 300 mini driver, which came out after the original one a couple years ago. Popular golf club. Mike, you yourself tested it on the channel a little while ago. You really enjoyed it. So,
I did, yeah.
Would you say that, and the other thing too, actually, which is interesting, is you tried it off the deck.
I did. I tried it off the deck. In here, it worked well. It numbers-wise, I was excited to put in the bag. It didn't quite make the cut by the end of the season, but we were chatting to some guys earlier on. It's a great club. I've got some of my own clients that are into it that could never really get a 3-wood to be that, on two, on a par 5. These guys now have a chance to do that. And, I think it's a great driver. Mini driver, 3-wood, whatever you want to call it.
So for the sake of this, we are testing the mini driver. We're going to be using it off a tee. So unlike in previous tests where we hit it off the deck, we will be hitting it off a tee. Now, for comparison's sake, the old part of the old versus new test, we will be hitting the TaylorMade 300 driver, which originally came out in 2001. Like, what do you think of that 300 looking at it?
It's small. I mean, obviously the mini driver having 11.5 degrees aloft and this having 8.5, this looks and sits a little close to me. The 11.5 that I'm familiar with sits great, looks great, nice big deep face, easy to miss on it. But excited to hit this. I've never hit this before. This is a first. Again, I was playing golf then, but it was with the U.S. Kids Clubs, not a 300 driver. So
for a you mentioned it there. So from a spec perspective, we do have the 11.5 degree TaylorMade mini driver. This is a TaylorMade 300 8.5. Mm-hmm. Both are, the TaylorMade mini driver is set to 43.5 inches, which is a little shorter than the stock length. And then this one is just over 44. So they're not perfect comparisons. It's really difficult. This is a glued hosel driver. When it came to custom fitting, you had to basically, go in the rack, find your stiff or regular, find your different loft, kind of go through all those things. Nice thing about modern golf clubs is it's a lot easier to adjust that loft and dial it in. And we're going to see how this stacks up for you, Mike.
Love it. Let's do it. Oops.
There's your little draw, Mike. We've seen in some of the recent tests the 250 carry out to 275. We're not really seeing that right now. But the interesting one is, 1400 spin. A lot of times you think the smaller heads would spin a lot, but this, by design, is supposed to be a little bit lower spinning. This is, so when we talk about it from a technology standpoint, we look at that last shot there, low heel, tons of spin.
Yeah.
Now, lacks twist face, it lacks, a lot of MOI. So everything that you would see with a modern club, or we hope to see with a modern club, this is where an older driver really stands out, especially on those lower misses where you really do get that spin jumps up, get the shot to the right, and it's not gonna, and again too, because of the center of gravity is close to the face, our spin axis shoots way up as well. It's not a lot of MOI. So we'll give you a couple more here. It's out there, Mike. Little runner. 270. We'll round up. We'll round up and say, 270 is pretty good. It's interesting to see the lower spin off that, even with being an older driver. So.
Okay, RB, your turn with the 300. Personally, not a fan. I'm glad I grew up in the era of some bigger drivers. Surprised how kind of low spin this was for me. Swing onto the other side of it, doesn't matter, but it was pretty low spin. You got some distance out of it, or I personally got some distance out of it. So excited to see what you can do.
There it is. A little spinny. What do we see there? 5,000, holy moly.
Better strike, just a little pulley.
Yeah. I'd take the distance. Obviously not the direction, but. I can kind of get away with it. There's just, as we've seen, dispersions all over the map.
Yeah, I definitely think the help of twist face definitely will help us. And something a little bit larger, we definitely can get away with it. Good strike. A little higher in the face.
Yeah, that was definitely way up there.
Yeah, really good swing.
It's not that it's bad, it's just the bad is really bad.
The bad is bad. It definitely, the miss is going to hurt you a bit more for sure, which is, I mean, said, obviously we're using 460 drivers that, you know, with movable weight and again, twist face is definitely going to help. But I mean, you could definitely go play golf with this driver today, no problem. If you, like I said, we called you a hipster golfer earlier on, you know, go play a 9-hole course with it. You definitely get a lot of gas out of it, no issues.
Yeah, one of the things you always joke about, Mike, is, you know, kind of get it out there and throw a hula hoop on it. That's a really big hula hoop.
It's a big hula hoop.
All right, let's give the modern one a try.
Okay.
See what we can get out of it.
KRB mini driver. Again, I've had some luck with this mini driver. Cool Evo 6 in this 661 TX. I know you mentioned untipped, playing 1/4 inch under the standard 43 3/4 from the stock length. Again, I'm a fan of the mini driver. Like I said earlier, I have good customers that are in this. It's changed people's game. You know, even someone that struggles with driver off the tee, this can keep you in play. I'm a fan. Good strike.
That's practically better than my driver. Thanks for watching.
14 launch, 24 spin. 152 ball's pretty good.
Now that was definitely lower in the heel.
Saved by the bell.
So, yeah.
And coming from the size of driver head that we were just hitting, and obviously it's small, the miss is going to hurt you a bit more. Obviously this being a little bit larger, the miss is going to help you. Again, we have some technology in the face that's going to cure that miss hit. You hit that on the golf course, you can go play any golf course with that. Great swing.
It's probably going to be the best one.
3 in a row right there. Sounded good. You hang on to that for a while. It's performs.
That's why it's in the bag. Like I said, I saw this. I kind of tested it when it first came out. I thought, okay, it's kind of cool. And then once I got a shaft in it that just fit me a little better, because I only got a chance to test it in the stock option, I would take that any day of the week out on the golf course, practically with my driver. So now it's up to you, Mike.
Love it. Let's do it.
Well, there's kind of that low heel miss, but as we talked about, lower center of gravity. Still, you didn't see this. I mean, I hit one low heel with the 300, and we saw it jump to nearly 5,000 RPM. That was a low strike, and you're still under 26. Well struck there, Mike.
Just doesn't want to go left.
You know, down the middle. That's the big thing, right? We saw a lot of dispersion right to left with the 300 OG, and now we're back to the modern one, and you know, at least just to hit fairways, right?
Sounds good, feels good, looks good.
Well, you're painting the fairway. I don't know if we painted many fairways with the first one.
We did not. No, this is this is just easy to hit. It definitely is better. I know I've been a fan of the mini driver, so.
Nicely done, Mike.
Felt better.
It's gonna get out there. 264. Be a pretty solid layup club off the tee. You know, your driver goes, you know, like you said, talked earlier. We've been seeing numbers from you, roughly 250 carry, roll out to 275. Really maximized with the driver. I don't know if this is the perfect fit for you as far as like maybe the hosel setting is concerned. You know, it's a little bit down in loft, but overall, good results. Obviously, a lot better than the original.
No, for sure. Just definitely more confidence boosting with this one than the original guy.
All right, Mike. Let's take a look at our results from the 300 first.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the 300. We'll start with your numbers. Obviously, 150 ball launch is pretty good. 11, 8.5 degree head. Backspin, little spinny, but again, there's some heel strikes in there. Obviously, we look at dispersion. Dispersion's a little wide with it. We knew that was going to happen, but again, you could go play golf and carry it 240 and hit it 260 all day long. Really nothing wrong with that. Driver for me, again, spinnier than what a normal driver would be for me, but again, it was fine. Not a fan, didn't love the look of it, didn't like the sound or the shape. The mini driver for you was actually pretty good. you know, I'd love to see it compared against your TSI 3. But again, you know, 153, 13 launch, 26 spin, and carrying totals in a really, really good spot. And you had a really nice shot shape to it as well, that little almost baby draw, if you want to call it. Mini driver for me, I definitely like the feel of it a little bit better than obviously 300. Got out there, spin came down a little bit, and obviously helped with twist face on the miss hit, which is what I like. But again, you know, strike is interesting enough for your mini driver and your 300. Obviously, you can see strike doesn't vary that much. A little bit higher on the face with the 300, but all in all, pretty good test. It's nice to hit some of the old relics.
Well, don't call it too old now. But you know, the funny thing really is like, to your point, off the middle, it's really easy to get some performance with those older golf clubs. It doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that, you know, the number that stands out, which was huge looking at the ball data, was on that 300 driver, 1250 is my standard deviation.
Yeah.
We saw, I think, as low as probably 17 or 1800, I felt like it was, up to 5,000, which is insane. Like, it's huge. Standard deviation with the mini driver, 100.
Yeah, and that obviously that 1200 comes from, you know, that heel miss that you had, that low heel strike. Again, you had one of those with the mini driver, and again, because the help of twist face and obviously some technology, it doesn't get you in as much trouble.
It's impressive. I think that's the really cool thing, is we're dealing with, from as far as comparables is concerned, CC, like cubic volume of the two clubs, very similar. You know, we have some fun. We tested persimmon before. I mean, that's not really comparable, but talking about a titanium club head, 21 years apart. From a distance perspective, you can get performance out of an older golf club off the middle or very close to it. As soon as you get outside of that, that's when you're going to see a huge amount of variance, and that's what we saw. And you know, for fun, again, you could go out and play with it, but you wouldn't really want to. But there's a reason why I'm going to take this mini driver to the golf course.
Absolutely.
So again, we like to have fun with this. I like to bring drivers out that Mike used when he was a toddler, or he would have used when he was a toddler, and things that I probably lusted after when I was a teenager when it came to golf equipment. But it is fun. You know, we talk so much about new equipment, new shafts, and a lot of this stuff can be expensive, right? You know, that mini driver put together with that shaft there is probably close to a $900 golf club. And we understand that is an expensive piece of golf equipment. But we also know that, you know, when someone comes in with a piece of golf equipment or a golf club that they like, it performs well, and they may be not necessarily looking to upgrade, you can still go out, find something used, find something hanging around a garage, maybe someone's giving you a hand-me-down golf club. You can go to the golf course and have fun. I think that's one of the big things that, you know, we stress performance all the time, and, you know, performance is really important, but to be able to go out and just have some fun, you can get that too, and we're showing that with a driver that is, came out when you were, what, 5, you said?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay, we'll go with that. All right, so hope you enjoyed this video, guys. This is all about fun, all about showing off some old stuff, some new stuff, and letting you know that you can go out there and find some performance. If there's something you'd like us to test, please use the comments section below. We've reviewed blades, we've done some persimmon. I don't know if we really want to revisit that anytime soon, and tested a driver that's 21 years apart from its now predecessor. So again, use the comment section below. Let us know what you think. Remember to like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.